Fueled Junkies Wrestling Rehab Total Trucker. Shout outs to all the junkies out there. And man, we got to talk about this. Okay, so um the WWE has made a little bit of a change here. So I was on earlier this week talking about the 1,000 days that the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, hitting 1,000 days on May 27th. One thing that kind of went over my head, the Spencer, is that there's actually a pay-per-view taking place on May 27th, which will be 1,000 days for the tribal chief being champion. Now, the one thing that changed here is that it was originally going to be um King and Queen of the Ring, right? Once upon a time, just known as King of the Ring, but since the women's division is on fire and has been for a few years now, they've added the Queen, which is badass. It is badass, and I was really looking forward to this. Now, this is supposed to be taking place in Saudi Arabia, all right, which kind of makes sense, right? King, Queen. Now, personally, me myself, being selfish, I don't really like it that they're doing these super shows, over there. But hey, orale, Holmes, it is what it is, dog. That's where the feria's at. That's where the money's at. So, hey, man, they have a contract for them to go out there and do certain shows. And when they do these certain shows, they make them just as big as WrestleMania, and that's the part that I'm not down with. But anyway, the change is that they are canceling King and Queen of the Ring. That's supposed to take place on Saturday, May 27th, as you guys see here. This pay-per-view will no longer take place, and it was one that I was looking forward to. Now they are replacing them with another pay-per-view that I personally like, and they have not had it in a while. Um, I think they had it two times before, maybe only once, but I think I remember it two times before. And that is Night of Champions. Now, the cool thing about Night of Champions is that every title was defended. That's one thing that I really liked and really enjoyed of Night of Champions. However, however, how are you going to have Night of Champions where every title is defended when you have both tag team titles on one tag team? When you have both Universal and WWE champion on one champion, and rightfully so, because that's the tribal chief. How many matches can you have? Now, unless, and I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head here, unless you're going to incorporate some of the NXT championship matches into this, you're not really going to have a lot of matches. Or are you just going to have some random matches on here? But if that's the case, then why are you calling it Night of Champions? The point of Night of Champions is for it to be truly a Night of Champions. Have nothing but titles on the line. Both women championships on the line. The United States Championship on the line. The Intercontinental Championship on the line. The tag team titles on the line, both Raw and SmackDown. But I'm not even really sure what the WWE is doing with that right now, because it just seems that just one tag team has both straps, just like they've been doing with the Universal and WWE title. So that kind of, it kind of shortens up on what they can really do. Like I said, unless they're going to incorporate a little bit of the NXT championships on here, I'm not really sure how they can really fill this card. And if you're going to fill it with, two or three non-title matches, then why even call it Night of Champions? But I would like look, personally, me myself, Holmes, Sergio, if this is the route you're gonna take, then incorporate some of the NXT titles. Incorporate some of the NXT titles. So you can go ahead and have a full lineup. That'd be pretty cool, and it'll give the NXT a little bit of shine in the big spotlight as well. But what's your guys' thoughts, man, on King and Queen of the Ring being replaced, being canceled, and being replaced by Night of Champions, and it taking place on the day that we're supposed to hit 1,000 days for the tribal chief to be champion, and also it taking place in Saudi Arabia? Wrestling Rehab, Total Trucker, shouts to all the junkies. I'll catch you guys on next one.